Oh no, this is not gonna work. I can't find my brush. I got it. I have my brush. Um, hello. My name is Jessica. Welcome to another one of my videos. Today is actually October 9th, 2012. So, yes. Kick back, have a seat, grab some popcorn. You're in for a wild ride. As you can see, I made it back home. Me and Junior. Hey, Junior. He wants some food, probably. I don't know. He is spoiled. He likes these dang. I don't know. There you go. There you go, Junior. So, anyway. Um, I got a lot to update you guys on. This is the last video I did was when? The first? And so I'm a little bit behind. And I kind of still, I wanted to break these last two videos up. I know I've been doing that a lot lately, just breaking up the videos, but there's been a lot really going on. I mean, if you really sit down and think about it, I guess I really can't say it's been boring. It really hasn't been boring at all. Obviously, we all know I switched jobs. I basically had to quit one job, put in my 2 weeks, and start another job. And during my 1 week off, or my last weekend, I decided, you know what? Hey, let's go to Albuquerque. And, you know, I described it basically toward, and I'll mention this towards the end of the video, but I want to say it was a me time. And I don't want to come across selfish. But you know what? Tough luck. I'm going to come across selfish. I needed some me time. And, you know, especially with everything that's been going on with work, you know, being away from, you know, my fiance, you know, trying to sort things out there and everywhere else, I needed some me time. So I went to Albuquerque. I had that fun. I put that in that, you know, just saw that movie. And on the way back, seeing all those mountains and traveling in there, it was just beautiful. One thing, when I stopped by on my way back, I made sure, because I was near Roswell, New Mexico, I stopped in, saw the UFO. It's pretty much, excuse me, all in my last one. And I want to continue my video from Roswell, which would have been Sunday when I was in Roswell. And so that'd be what, the 30th? And I really didn't discuss much about it. If you're into like the X-Files or Star Trek, Star Wars, or just the Roswell incident, I mean, obviously everybody pretty much knows about it. And I just wanted, here's a look around. And as you could see through these pictures, I just wanted to, you know, it wasn't really that big of a deal, as you can see. There was just, like, if you had a big, huge gymnasium, it was an old movie theater cut out. And they just put little exhibit rooms. And if you were there to do your own research, it would have been pretty good. Now, I did have fun, so I had to put it in there. And it's something, if it's on your bucket list, do it. Go in there, experience it. But I wouldn't make a special. I'm sorry. Everything that was there, you'd probably find on the internet, if not maybe even a little bit more. But it was all good and fun, and it was me time. So that following Monday when I went to work, my gosh, this new job. Okay, so I gotta talk about this new job. This new job is a little bit, and I wouldn't say a little bit, I would say a lot more difficult. Obviously, it does. I mean, my ID does say Jessica on it. It's my ID badge, so Um, it's Jessica's job, but it's a little bit more a difficult job, obviously. Um, right now, the pay is not all there. I was surprised to find out that the insurance kicked in like that. So, with my old job, I still had to wait for my insurance. This one here kicked in. I had to turn down the main one because it was like $70 every 2 weeks. I just couldn't afford it right now. It wouldn't, but I did keep the dental and the vision because I'm gonna get my eyes checked. So that should be kicked in. I'm gonna go see a dentist next week and see if we can't do something with the bottom teeth of mine. We remember what happened last year with my smile, and it's just amazing. So I still want to get more work done on my teeth. I can smile now, and we all know that. And I've been able to smile for a long time. So I want to keep that up. So I kept dental, and that should be kicked in already. So, not very many jobs do that. So, about Jessica's second job. Nobody gave me the talk. Nobody gave me the rundown. I mean, I know, obviously, it's being a different. Oh, yeah. See, I think I showed you these in my last video. I still got them. I haven't redone them. I need to take my. Yeah, they're nice. But anyway, so what was I talking? Um, the insurance kicking in. It's just having this job and not being able to transition out of the job. I just took a new job. I didn't, you know. It's everything it could have been. Nobody gave me the talk. Nobody gave me the rundown. Hey, we know you're transgendered. Hey, Jessica, guess what? You keep it hush. Now, I've never had that speak. I've never had that talk. It's like every talk I've had, and I've heard people, refer to me. It's always been with the right pronouns. I guess I'm sort of kind of lucky. I don't know if I dodged a hurdle or dodged a bullet or what, but it's always been like, you need to show her how to do this or, explain to her. And I'm starting to expect that more, which is kind of weird. So, um, I know you like those. Those are the earrings I bought. Kind of neat. But anyway, so even the bosses that were there, I mean, they took me out to lunch. We went out to just a regular cafe and sat down at the table. It was three bosses and me. The lady. Well, waitresses were in. I mean, it's so. I don't know. I mean, should I have worried? Oh, she just looks like a dude. We're gonna take her to lunch. They're not thinking that. And they shouldn't be thinking that. And I'm starting to realize that. And okay, when we and this, I'm backtracking here. I'm backtracking to the point maybe 18, 19, 20 years old, even younger than that. I was like, oh my gosh, if I can't be Miss America, if I can't be Miss Universe, if I cannot be Cinderella, then you know what? I'm just screw it. I hate myself, and I was sitting there drinking, but that's what I was thinking. I mean, my fingers are too fat and ugly. Why in the hell would I even bother? And I'm glad this has all changed since then. My midlife crisis. And then I went through a year ago, and I just said, you know what? Enough's enough. My midlife crisis, I was like, hey, so it doesn't matter. And we all come in different sizes, shapes, and everything else. So anyway, I just was a little bit thrown off, and nobody's given me, it's great. Everybody's giving me the cisgender. They think I'm cisgendered, which is, and even with my voice, which is throwing me off a little bit because I know my voice sucks. All right, I know it does. But and I was trying to think of this. Oh, what's this guy's name? Hold on. I know I'm gonna get out the Jeopardy theme music if I take too long. Because I was trying to think of what his name was. What is it? Games of Thrones or okay, actors. Games of Thrones. Oh, no, wait a minute. No, it wasn't. That's not the one I'm thinking of. Sons of Anarchy. Okay. And yes, Ron Perlman. That's his name. He's got that big old jaw. I mean, he's a cool dude. He's a biker dude. If you look up Ron Perlman, and that's Perl, man, Pearl Man, or just look up Sons of Anarchy, and you'll see who I'm talking about. He's got that. If I would have been born with a face like that and been transgendered, I mean, I would have probably freaked out because that would have required a lot of FFS, facial feminization surgery. Or if I had a voice, like, oh, I'm trying to think. What was the name of that movie? Oh, now I can't even. Oh, Roadhouse. Sam Elliott. If I would have had a voice like Sam Elliott, and why I couldn't think of Sam Elliott, I don't know. Because he's got that, or whatever. Morgan Freeman, but Sam Elliott's a good example. And there's a lot of different voices. My voice is not, it's bad, but it's not that bad. So, I'm in that category just barely, and I get slurred on the phone too much. I'm fixing it. I am fixing it, but I'm not dwelling on it as much. I'm just going with the flow of everybody else. That's what I'm doing. And everybody else is being so accepting of me. Whether they know or they don't know, it doesn't really matter to me. Which is neat. I know, I got this toenail. I'm gonna put this on tonight, but it's glow in the dark. You probably can't see the sign. No, probably not. But it's glow in the dark. So I'm gonna try that tonight. But anyway, I digress. So I got taken out to lunch a couple times, and it's just neat. This job's gonna be a lot more detailed, obviously, with hazmat, hauling crude oil in the oil field. I am with a trainer right now. I'm actually out in the field, so all my paperwork classes are done. I should make roughly around $300 a day once I get the swing of things. Right now, I'm probably getting a little bit over 100. But with my insurance kicking in right away, it's sort of paying off right there, I guess you could say. It's a big step and a gamble. But I should make it, and that's all that matters. So I'm hoping to stay with this company for a while. It seems like a really good company. They obviously do have, in their human resources, they do have gender identity as their protection. So, and it does say gender identity. So, and I think most of the big companies, they have that in there now, which is neat. So, and it's almost needed. But I don't really think they're using it. Now, on the same token, that week I was in Artesia, I got another call from the background check people because the company that I'm working for now. They hired a background check company, and they still could not find my GED. Now, thank goodness I keep records with me. I keep like a big ugly old briefcase, and my birth certificate, my GED, all my everything is in my briefcase. I need to get one of those fire safe combo boxes or something, but right now I'm just using a briefcase. And so I was able to fax my GED, which was under Michael, and so that worked. Now, one thing I was able to dodge a bullet once I talked to him. I said, hey, it's just something I don't blab out because I'm transgender. And they're like, well, we understand that. And so when they called me back saying they got the fax and everything, they go, well, what do you want us to put on here? And I was like, well, and so they initially, it's like, like if my last name was Wilkerson, okay, but it's not Wilkerson, all right? So just relax. But if my last name was Wilkerson, it would be Michael Anthony Wilkerson. And so they put in the front of it, instead of Michael Anthony Wilkerson, they put M.A. Wilkerson. And then in parentheses put Jessica Wilkerson. So, yeah, it was like Michael, you know what I mean, Michael Anthony Wilkerson. And then in parentheses, or M.A. Wilkerson. So it'll be like initially where they found the record. And then if they call them back, so they work with me. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if a lot of background companies would do something like that, or if they should. I just found that really neat. So, but obviously my company got the background check, and that's all they were waiting on is my GED, and they weren't really worried about it anyway. So, and I'm pretty much hired. I'm started. My first check should be next week, which will be a good check. Because my training, I was getting over $20 an hour. My second check's probably gonna be a little bit small because I'm getting paid by the load and not by the hour. But in all honesty, as soon as 3, 4, 5 months should be hitting around, I should be getting anywhere from 20 to 25 bucks an hour on average. I mean, obviously it's by the load, but on an average day, if I put in a full good day's worth of work, I should average out $20, $25 an hour. Okay, the girls need that. Oh, and by the way, it is October. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, okay? October, hello? If you're cisgendered or if you're trans, it don't matter. Get tested, get checked, make an appointment sometime in 2013 if you can. They got clinics everywhere. They got low-cost clinics. The one in Albuquerque even had a place where I could have gone, and I probably will. I'm gonna have to get checked, and I'm gonna cry. I spent all my life doing this, and all of a sudden I get what I'm working for, and then all of a sudden I get breast cancer on top of that. I would cry. That'd be hard. But at the same token, I need to know. So, and I do put myself at risk when I take the hormones, which, speaking of hormones, I have not taken today's, what is today? AM, Tuesday, October 9th. So, and I gotta go pick up my new prescriptions. Doctors were able to fix the prescription on that universaldrugstore.com. That's where I get my Spyro. Or you need a prescription, so don't think you're going to get by with it. But if you have a prescription, your doctor will do it. For 100 tablets of the Spyro, 100 milligrams, so you only have to take one in the morning, one at night. For your 200, you don't have to take, it's 25 milligrams. You're just taking too many pills. I hate that, so I like my 100 pills. But for 3 months was $42 of the Spyro. That's stinks. No insurance. That's cheap. So that's why I spread that out. If you have a prescription, or talk to your doctor, and they're giving you 30 days at a time, you talk to them and say, hey, give me 90 days, and just write me a prescription for 200. Go to this universaldrugstore.com. It's in Canada, but they do the prescription. And yes, $42 is a lot cheaper than even in-house or any of those other illegal places. See a doctor. Definitely. But like I said, Universal Drugstore, you have to have a prescription. They ain't going to ship it to you if you don't. You can pay for it all you want, but until they get a fax of that prescription or whatever, forget it. So, anyway, I've been blessed. I finished out last week in my training. I got done a little bit early. What did I put in? I put in 39 hours. So at 21 bucks an hour, I did pretty good. And they were paying me anything over 8 hours a day. They were paying me overtime. So, and I didn't know that. I thought it was over $40 a week. And I went home a little bit early each day because it's usually 12-hour days. So I got a little bit of overtime. I should have a decent check coming in. My insurance should be kicked in. I checked this morning. It's not yet, but it should be typed in. Should have it next week so I can go see a dentist. Get my teeth and get my vision. I'm gonna get my eyes checked because when I'm taking that DOT test and I'm covering my eyes doing this, I'm having a hard time with my right eye. It's taking me longer to focus and everything, so I want to get those eye exam test thingies. And but as far as my DOT and everything else, I'm passing. but I think it's 20-25 on my right and 20-20 on my left. So my left is good. And that's like going borderline over here. So, anyway. Everything's been going good. Obviously, before I started the job, I did that me time. And when I finished off early, finished the week, got all my training done, went home. Friday, all I had to do was go to the Human Resources, set up my demo, set up this, and I was done. 1 hour for the whole day. Done. So I had the whole entire day Friday. What do? If you've never heard about it, I had to make some more me time. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a greedy SOB. That's me. And it's not always me. I like to give too. Don't get me wrong. But and when you're transitioning yourself, it's about you. If you know somebody, it's about them. Whatever. It's transitioning. You gotta be greedy. And with this new job, obviously, I'm going to be working my butt off. 6 days on, 1 off. 6 on, 1 off. It's eventually going to be 6 and 2. 6 days on, 2 off. 6 days on, 2 off. 6, so I'll never have the same weekend. It's weird. Not like the 4 and 2. So it's going to be longer hours, but bigger paychecks. Obviously no overtime, but the way they do their pay scale, by the load, by the mile. They do it partial by the mile, partial by the load. If you get a no load, they pay you a little bit. It's hard to describe, and it's just really neat, and it's a sign of relief because when I was transitioning last year, I was almost considering giving up my truck driving. Obviously, I would. I mean, I'd love to be a secretary somewhere. But I'm not the secretary to that, and I know my voice sucks. So I'm the truck driver type, and I haven't had to give that up yet. So it's just really neat, and I'm awfully really blessed. I'm going in with a second company, and I'm still passing. I'm being accepted for Jessica, for myself. And whether that be the Aurora I send off in space or what, it's neat. And so I usually don't think about it that much. But I had to make some more me time for Friday because obviously I found out that, after Friday I got Saturday off. I worked Sunday, Monday, which was yesterday and the day before. I'm off today, Tuesday, and then I worked 6 days on, 1 day off. 6 days on, 1 day off. So I knew that. I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the Carlsbad Caverns. Now, if you've never been to the Carlsbad Caverns, I'm sure you've heard about this, where all the bats fly to the ground. A lot of mineral deposits inside. Here's some pictures. I mean, it's just beautiful, as you can see. And my camera, the pictures you're looking at right now, the camera does not do it justice, all right? Now, I will tell you one thing. If you ever go to a dark place, or like Carlsbad Caverns, I mean, definitely go. It's a national park, but it's dark. Bring a flash or something, or does good in dark camera. Obviously, I took this camera here. It did a decent job, but it didn't, it don't have flash. But at the same token, it was just super neat. I could have taken more pictures. My battery was running out. And yes, I did bring a charger. It was upside in my truck, and so was my extra battery up in the truck. Well, I'm down 750 feet. I look at some more of these pictures. These pictures, I mean, it's just amazing. And, I did this for myself. Some me time. I mean, obviously, I live so close to these places. I live so closer than I've ever lived in my entire life to Roswell. I've lived so close to this cameras. And I wasn't really setting out, but people have told me about it. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go. And with these pictures, it's just an experience that I will never forget. The walk was fun, though. I mean, it was a long walk. I don't even know. I walked straight through. Obviously, it's downhill, but there is some uphill in there. And it took about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It was And I didn't go through the whole tour. I just walked through it, so it might have taken me maybe an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. I didn't time it. I definitely put in my mileage. And then obviously when you get to the bottom, you take the elevator up. So it goes by pretty quick. And, you know, they got the walkways. You could just imagine them. Before they did the walkways, before it became tourists, people had to climb in there, use their own lights. And my gosh, it's amazing how people find that, and how the Conservation Corps helped fix that up and amp that up. So, but obviously it's getting a little bit drier in there, I think. So, but anyway, I had to make time, and then obviously I came back later that day, and I'm back home. Me and Junior made it back home. I didn't have to bring him after all. I could have left one of those little tablets. I didn't know. The first time I had a fish. I'm just glad I didn't kill him. Junior! Hey! He's not. Anyway, so I'm gonna run off. I will update everybody next week. The videos are probably gonna be a little more sparse just because of my busy schedule. 6 days on, 1 off, 6 days on, 1 now. It's probably going to take me a day or 2 to get this video edited and put up. So, and I'm not going to say it here. I'm not going to say. I say it at the end of every one of my videos. But while I was there at Carlsbad Cavern, when I was summing up this whole thing, after going to the fairgrounds in Roswell and making this whole trip for me, I put a little video in. This is it right here. So I'm going to close out the note, today's note, with this video, this clip, and until next time, take care. Peace. Hello. So yes, here I am, out in the middle of nowhere. Kind of pretty out here though. So my little trip comes to an end. 2 videos long. I had a lot of fun. I needed to do a lot of this. I need to let go, and sometimes we forget to do that, to make time for ourselves. And I know that sounds sort of repetitive, because we all say, hey, make time for yourself. Make time for yourself. And we hear that all our lives. But we never do. We never really make time for ourselves. And here I am. So I finished my training. I went to Albuquerque, saw a couple hot air balloons, missed out on the big, huge, balloon thing, but, met some people, went out in the transgender scene a little bit, got tested, saw a movie, a documentary, went over to Roswell the next day. You know what? Hey, if you believe in those UFO things, hey, all I could say is, if you look at the stars and you count every single one of those stars and just say, hey, there's no life anywhere, more power to you. I don't know about UFOs or nothing, but we're not the only ones out here. So I had to go to Roswell. I had to, even though I felt it was kind of a, well, I don't think it was a waste of my time. It was something I needed to do, and it was neat. And Carlsbad Caverns here, I always loved the caverns. I always studied them at school, and I work here. I'm what, 70, 80 miles away from my house right now, so of course I had to stop by. So now I'm going to go 80 miles and go home, finish up this video. And though by the time this is done, I'll have something else already said, you just make sure you make time for yourself. You always got to be true. You got to be yourself, but you got to make time for yourself too. You can't be yourself if you don't make time for yourself. And that's a given. And, if it's just, hey, reaching down here and just, I don't want to fall. Ah! If you, I wouldn't drink that water. I tell you. It looks pretty nasty. I wouldn't even, I might go swimming in it, but not right now. Or no skinny dipping, not in this movie. So just remember, be true, be yourself, and until next time, peace.